And welcome, finally. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Of course I have. Please adjust. That's fine. Yes, welcome to the Stanley Parable Deluxe. Current time? Ooh. Well, it's 8:02, so 8. We'll, there we go. Alright, 8:03. Accessible settings can be accessed from main menu. I was gonna say accused. I was like, what the fuck? Accused? So welcome. I'm so excited. I'm a big fan of the Stanley Parable. If you watch my original series, oh yes, I'm actually really happy that it's now on PS4 because that makes things easier to record, pretty much. So let's go. The end is never the end. 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 Is never the end, and so forth, and so on.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them. And
I'm going into this game completely blind, by the way.
This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The Stanley
Something
Parable.
that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Is it not going
He
to say
had been
the
at his
deluxe?
desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
I'm going into this blind. I don't know if I already said that.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yes, okay. Right away, first thing that I need to do, I need to change the camera sensitivity. Because, that's better.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I want to see
decided
if
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
this actually looks
No
really
matter
good.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Alright, so I am curious to see what endings there are, because I know for a fact that there's new endings, but I actually want to see if there's any differences. Turn off every computer. I have no idea how to access these other endings. So this is all the
When
same.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So yeah, I don't know how to get to the other endings. Once again, I'm going in completely blind. Honestly, the
Yet
only
there
thing
was
that I
not a
know is
single
that
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
okay.
Coming to a staircase,
All right.
Stanley
Well, you know what?
walked upstairs to his
We'll
boss's
do the
office.
follow-him ending, or whatever it's called, the listen ending, or